a story audiobook that provides a wise guide to sex life for middle-aged and older adults. Hello, viewers. Today, we'll delve into the deepest parts of life, even though we often overlook them. That is a very interesting and profound topic that affects the fundamental happiness of our existence. I would like to talk in depth about compatibility in a couple's relationship, and especially sexual compatibility. Beyond mere superficial satisfaction, we will explore and reflect on how sexual compatibility plays a crucial role in a couple's emotional bond, the longevity of their relationship, and their ultimate happiness
will surpass your
through
imagination.
an incredible true story. Beyond just a captivating episode, this story carries a unique and powerful message that makes us reflect on the most fundamental aspects of human relationships: harmony, understanding, and the importance of a mutually optimal partnership. Through this strange and fateful incident, a rare occurrence, yet one that actually occurred, let's embark on a journey to uncover the deepest and most hidden truths of marital relationships. It was a beautiful spring day, full of hope and excitement. Two young couples exchanged vows of eternal love as they celebrated the most important moment in their lives. But these couples had a very special and mysterious story hidden within them that you can't find in other couples. The fact is that the two grooms were identical twin brothers, the only two in the world. Their appearances were almost perfectly identical. Not only the facial features, but also the subtle changes in expression, the eyes,
the thickness
the
of
shape
the
of the
lips,
nose, and even the shape of the ears and hairstyle were so similar that it was difficult to tell them apart. Their height, build, and even their gait were perfectly identical, proving they were twins. What's even more surprising is that their voice tones, intonations, and even pronunciation habits are all exactly the same. Even the mother who gave birth to and raised two brothers said that sometimes she got confused about who was who. This incredible similarity led to the two brothers falling in love with women of different charms and marrying at the same time, creating an unprecedented spectacle. The wedding hall was filled with an atmosphere of wonder, awe, and warm congratulations. Guests were filled with amazement at this surprising coincidence and fateful twist of fate, and sent the happy couple messages of blessings, wishing them eternal love along with generous applause. Before the ecstatic afterglow of the wedding had even faded, the newlyweds set off on a dreamy honeymoon. But fate plays out another amazing coincidence here. Coincidentally, both couples chose a beautiful resort destination with picturesque emerald seas in Southeast Asia as their destination, with the vast ocean stretching out under the blue sky as a backdrop. Everyone was excited at the thought of whispering sweet nothings while enjoying the exotic scenery. And what's even more surprising is that these four people met as if by fate on the same plane. The moment they confirmed each other's existence, smiles of joy and surprise bloomed across their faces. "Oh my gosh, what a coincidence! I can't believe it, brother, sister-in-law!" "It's so wonderful and nice to see you here," they said, hugging each other and expressing their joy. and when they learned that, coincidentally, their respective accommodations were assigned to places within walking distance of each other, they were even more amazed and delighted by this incredible coincidence. It was a series of mysterious connections, as if fate were trying to tie these four people together. On the first night of their honeymoon, they couldn't hide their excitement, as they enjoyed dinner together at a romantic outdoor restaurant located by the sea. We shared freshly caught seafood and refreshing tropical fruit cocktails, and chatted about our excitement and anticipation for the future. But it was too much of a shame to return to our respective accommodations like this. Eventually, they decided to get together and have a hot and fun party all night long. On the beach, where the cool sea breeze blew, we enjoyed delicious food and a variety of drinks with the sound of waves as the background. And we spent time blessing each other's future and exchanging words of wisdom. Endless stories and laughter filled the night sky, and those who had a great time without realizing the passage of time. Finally decided to go to bed at dawn as the alcohol began to take over their bodies. We were so drunk that we couldn't control ourselves, half asleep, and headed to our respective accommodations. It was here that an unpredictable, fateful twist of fate caused a tremendous incident. This incident became a harbinger that would change their lives forever. The brides, who were heavily intoxicated, were fatally mistaken by the identical twin husbands' perfectly similar appearances. In that situation, it was difficult to tell who was who, even if you were to blindfold and ask someone to find their husband, because their appearance, voice, and even body odor were so similar. It was difficult to tell who was who. They went into their husbands' rooms and fell asleep in a state of instinctive confusion. Of course, it goes without saying that they shared a deep love, firmly believing that each other was their husband. And the next morning, as the brides woke up and began to come to their senses, they were shocked by the reality unfolding before their eyes. The man lying next to them was not their real husband. The moment they took a close look at the face of the man sleeping in bed with them, their hearts sank in shock and confusion. It was a face so similar, but it definitely felt different somehow. And above all, an eerie intuition struck them that it was not their husband. An unbelievable situation, something you could never have imagined, something that could only be seen in a drama or movie, has become a reality. The two couples were in a state of indescribable shock, confusion, and deep bewilderment. The husbands and the wives each gathered together and called an urgent and serious meeting. What on earth is going on? Where in the world can something so incredible happen? Everyone was shocked and in an uproar, saying, "Are we dreaming?" But this situation couldn't be dismissed as a mere coincidence or something to laugh off. Because the irreversible thing had already happened and their marriage was doomed from day one. What would their future hold? Everyone was trembling with anxiety and impatience, struggling to find a solution. After long, serious, and sometimes heated discussions and debates, they surprisingly reached a very scientific and extremely realistic conclusion. The twin brothers were identical in every way except for one thing. the size of their penises. One brother had a particularly large and thick penis, giving him a distinct presence, while the other brother was relatively small and petite. And it seems that each wife was instinctively and unconsciously aware of this fact, even while drunk and out of their minds. The body did not lie. From here on, even more interesting and shocking twists awaited. One of the two brides had a large uterus due to her physical structure, which made her feel much more satisfied and pleasure when penetrated by a man with a large penis. Another woman, on the other hand, discovered that her cervix was narrow and sensitive, and that she felt more comfortable and satisfied with the penetration of a man with a smaller penis, and that she had a more pain-free and satisfying sexual relationship. Through this random and shocking incident, which unfolded overnight while they were both drunk, they discovered in a stark way what their true sexual compatibility was, and who they were best suited for. And after deep thought and serious discussion, they make a shocking and groundbreaking decision that goes beyond the common sense of those around them. The idea was to switch partners and continue the marriage. This decision was not simply a matter of pursuing physical pleasure, but rather a rational choice for their own true happiness and harmony in relationships. This radical decision was not based on a temporary feeling of sexual satisfaction alone. They say that through this tremendous event, they came to a deep realization of what true relationships, human harmony, and ultimate happiness are. In a situation where all external conditions such as appearance, height, voice, personality, etc. are perfectly identical, the only difference is sexual compatibility. In other words, only intimate and instinctive communication determined their physical and mental satisfaction, and as a result, clearly pointed them toward a happier and more stable life. Despite the surprise and serious concern of those around them, they trusted in their choices and embarked on a new journey of life with their new partners. Their family and friends initially did not understand their decision and strongly opposed it, but after hearing the couple's strong will and sincere explanation, they gradually began to respect their choice. Despite the numerous difficulties and social stigma they faced along the way, they trusted and supported each other and steadfastly walked their own path. And what is even more surprising and wonderful is that, even after that groundbreaking decision, these two couples are living happily and peacefully to this day. This is an unbelievable true story of a couple who, with their new spouses, had lovely children and lived together like real brothers and sisters, creating a peaceful and stable family. The children also get along very naturally with their uncles, aunts, and cousins. And they say they consider each other's families as if they were one family. What does this story really tell us? It carries a message too profound and meaningful to be dismissed as a mere coincidence or sensational gossip. This case raises fundamental questions about what we should consider most important when choosing a marriage and maintaining a marital relationship. This case clearly demonstrates how sexual compatibility in a couple's relationship has a profound and decisive impact beyond mere physical pleasure or satisfaction, on the depth of emotional bonding, the stability of the relationship, and ultimately, happiness. As clearly stated in web search results, compatibility greatly contributes to deepening intimacy between couples, effectively relieving stress accumulated in daily life and dramatically increasing overall relationship satisfaction. A satisfying sexual relationship fosters positive feelings toward one another, which in turn leads to greater affection and respect for one another. Furthermore, such a healthy and happy marital relationship provides children with an emotionally stable and positive environment, which is essential for their healthy growth. Of course, sexual compatibility alone is not the only thing that determines everything in a couple's relationship. A happy and sustainable marriage is created through a complex interaction of various factors, including each other's values, outlook on life, personality, hobbies, mutual respect, and lifestyle. Trust, and a shared sense of purpose are also important. But this story vividly reveals that sexual compatibility can play a much more fundamental and important role in the harmony of a couple's relationship than we might expect. Sometimes, even if all other conditions are perfect and ideal, if this hidden harmony, sexual compatibility, is not right, subtle cracks can appear in the relationship or even lead to an irreparable breakdown. This is an important implication that makes us reflect deeply on the fundamental aspects of marital relationships. Another and very important message this strange story sends us is the importance of honest conversation and deep understanding of one another. In the above example, the couple unintentionally discovered each other's sexual preferences through a chance and shocking turn of events. However, in reality, this process must be consciously and actively undertaken. Honest and open communication between partners allows them to uncover each other's needs, secret preferences. We create an environment where even difficult complaints can be discussed in a comfortable and safe atmosphere, further deepening the depth and intimacy of relationships. Exploring each other's physical and psychological satisfaction is never shameful, rather. It is an essential process for a healthy relationship. Opening your hearts to each other without fear and having honest conversations is the first step toward finding sexual compatibility. In addition to physical satisfaction, mental stability and deep connection are also essential parts of a relationship that cannot be overlooked. Sex is more than just a physical act. It's a powerful medium for strengthening mental and emotional connections with your loved one. It is a process of feeling loved by one another, confirming that one is understood, and realizing that one is deeply connected. Sex with a loved one can bring deep happiness and satisfaction in itself, which is an important factor in further enhancing the quality of a relationship. By sharing each other's emotions and experiencing body and mind becoming one, couples form a stronger bond. If you are having trouble with your sexual cycle or other issues, rather than avoiding or covering it up, we make an active effort to understand and adapt to each other's cycles. And if necessary, it is also very wise and practical to seek help from a sex counselor or couples therapist. Objective advice and treatment from a professional can be of great help in resolving the issues couples face and leading to a healthier and more satisfying sex life. This is by no means shameful, rather, it is a wise choice and an expression of a positive will to improve the relationship. The importance of foreplay in a marital relationship cannot be overlooked. Because the time spent on foreplay, which can be considered superficial compatibility, is much longer than the time spent on sexual compatibility, how this time is used has a significant impact on sexual satisfaction. In the process of getting to know and exploring each other, that is, building physical intimacy, foreplay goes beyond simple warm-up exercises and plays an important role in deepening emotional connection and heightening various sexual excitement, such as caressing, sweet whispering, and gentle skinship that utilize the five senses. You can express your love and desire for your partner and broaden your understanding of each other's bodies and minds. In this way, foreplay is an essential element in perfecting sexual compatibility and contributes to improving the quality of a couple's relationship. In conclusion, the true story of these twin husbands' honeymoon may be a believe it or not story. This is undoubtedly a case that clearly shows how important and decisive compatibility, especially sexual compatibility, is in a marital relationship. This story highlights how intimate areas we often overlook can have a profound impact on a couple's intimacy, relationship stability, and overall happiness. This story powerfully reminds us that a happy marriage is not simply a matter of fate or external circumstances, but rather the result of deep mutual understanding and respect. Honest communication, and above all, constant effort and a positive will to adapt to each other. Sometimes we gain deep insight into the nature of relationships by observing those who find their true happiness only through unexpected events. Dear viewers, I sincerely hope that this strange, yet meaningful story today has helped you deeply reflect on your own marital relationship. Find a clue to understanding and loving each other more and creating a happy relationship. A relationship is a journey without a right answer. True happiness can be found through a process of constantly exploring and adapting to one another. Also, one thing to note is that this case has revealed that the common misconception that women will like men's secret parts, if they are very large, is not true at all. Why else would people say things like, "Oh my, what kind of guy is this, carrying around stuff like baseball bats?" but not knowing how to use them properly? What a disappointment. Small peppers are always hotter. Aren't there people who say that? Yes, I said it as a joke, but if you think today's story has been a good guide for your wise and beautiful sex life, I respectfully ask you to subscribe and like and share your experiences through comments. Super AI Kim's audiobook, A Guide to Wise Sex Life Experiences for Middle-Aged and Older Adults. We'll be back next time with another interesting and informative story. Until then, I wish you all good health and happiness. Thank you for watching for a long time. Rest in peace.